Hey there friends, Eric Andreas, your Guitar Sage here, and I'm very excited today to be reviewing the Ortega R121. Now I've got some notes sitting by me here because I want to make sure that I cover everything about this guitar. It's a great entry-level guitar, I should say entry-level for Ortega guitars. I'm going to tell you a bit about the company after I tell you a bit about this guitar, because if you've come here looking for this guitar, let's get to that part, and then I'm going to tell you a bit about this company that I'm very excited about, Ortega. Okay, so first off, this is part of what they call their family series. Let me tell you about the woods and the bits and pieces about it and why it's special. Okay, I'll go into more about Ortega in just a minute, but first off, I do want to mention that about the company is that really they specialize in nylon string Spanish style guitars. Why is that important? Well, because their emphasis is on this. They know what it takes to make a great guitar. It seems with a lot of other manufacturers that do produce nylon string guitars that's not their only thing that they do. It's kind of an afterthought, and it's something that they do, so you got a name, brand. What Ortega's doing is actually really using this market and creating all different kinds, different sizes. Okay, I'm talking more about the company now. I'll do that in a minute. Let's talk about the guitar here. So again, this is the R121. It lists for $266. You can buy them on Amazon. All these links are below, by the way, for Ortega and what have you. So this is part of their family series. This is a full-sized body with a 52 millimeter nut. That's right here, as opposed to a 48 millimeter nut, say on the R158 SN, which is another Ortega guitar that I've reviewed. And so the family series has options from full size to quarter size guitars. Okay, so what's great about that, and so I have a lot of students that might start on a quarter size guitar. They're like 5 years old, 6 years old, or what have you. If I'm not starting them on the ukulele and they just want to start on the guitar, then I'll typically get them into a quarter size guitar. Ortega has you covered there. Okay, so let's talk about the wood. So it's a spruce top. Obviously, the whole instrument is a satin finish, so it doesn't have that glossy look to it, like my Takamine, which I kind of like, especially when I'm shooting videos. It's not going to glare so much, but it's just another feel, it's another look, and this is a great look. Okay, mahogany back and sides. Has a two-way adjustable truss rod, so why you may say, well, that's not a big deal. Well, it is, because most nylon string classical guitars don't have that, because the actual amount of tension from the nut or from the headstock to the bridge is typically not enough to need a truss rod. So traditionally there's not a truss rod put in classical guitars. This one has one, so that you can adjust the pitch of the neck if you want it higher or lower. You can adjust the action. So that's pretty cool. Something you don't see very often, if at all, in nylon string guitars. Okay, let's talk about the gig bag, which if you've ever purchased a guitar before with a gig bag, a lot of times you've probably noticed that they're pretty worthless. This gig bag is pretty cool in that the construction of it's really nice. So padded, you know, really nice. There's several pockets in this thing. Not only can you carry it like this if you're a student, or if you just want to carry it like a backpack, you can do that, or you can just throw it over your shoulder really quickly right there. Okay, so the gig bag comes with it, and it's great. It's high quality. So again, I've gotten a lot of gig bags with guitars before, and they're, you know, there's just a covering basically, so you don't get ice on it, ice or rain. I don't know what they're for. They're just not very good. This is a great gig bag. Okay, something else. Now, I know that on the other Ortega guitars they have a Spanish heel. I'm not 100% if this series has it or not, because in my notes I just don't have that. But visit the Ortega website and check it out. I know that their other guitars do have the Spanish heel. I'm not sure if this one does or not. I'll put something in the notes if I find out later on that it does. But, however, a Spanish heel, if you're looking for that sort of thing, Ortega does that, and it's basically a way of connecting the neck to the body of the guitar in an old world style, and it creates great tone. It makes the instrument louder, and when you don't have that Spanish heel, limits the volume of the instrument and the tone and that sort of thing. So these are all things as guitar players sometimes we don't think about, but luckily if you're going with a great brand like Ortega, you'll actually be in good hands because you'll know that that's being done. Okay, something that I know 100% is done on this guitar is the Ortega 12-hole bridge. Okay, so basically normally on a nylon string guitar you're going to have 6 holes back here. Okay, and there's a way to use the knotting system or the stringing system to where it holds it secure to the bridge. Well, Ortega came up with this design, which is pretty ingenious. You don't have to use as much string down here, and of course the less string, then the less tuning issues that you're going to have on either end of the guitar. And so so that's pretty cool. It also creates a more dramatic break here at the bridge. So instead of maybe your strings hitting the bridge like that, they're hitting it more of an angle like this. And if you know anything about physics, with guitars and what have you, when that string is pressing hard against that bridge like that, it creates a crisper, brighter, and oftentimes louder tone, which of course is what you want, especially in a nylon string guitar, because nylon strings tend to be a little bit more quiet than, say, like a steel string guitar. So you want to be able to get that nice volume out of the instrument by just being the instrument itself, okay? And so that 12-hole bridge is really helpful in creating that nice, bright, loud sound. Okay, all right, let me tell you a little bit. I've told you a lot about the company already, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. Started in 1994, and they're a German company. And basically what they are doing is they're emphasizing traditional methods of guitar making. So the old school style of making these Spanish guitars, which is very important because anymore people are doing things cheaper and cheaper. And Ortega is kind of going the other way and saying, hey, I'm going to make a quality instrument like they did back in the day. And they're using a lot of those old school designs. Now they've introduced these guitars in the US only in like the last year or so. And not only is there that quality there, but there's a lot of diversity. So I'm going to read a couple things off to you here. So they have, from full-size guitars like this instrument is, to quarter size, like for children and that sort of thing, or for those who are just smaller. A bunch of different colors to choose from. So obviously you've got these traditional type, just no lacquer type of, well, this is a satin finish, but just the raw wood, if you will. And then they also have color options that you can check out in the link below, the Ortega link below. So you can pick out the one that you want. They have high-end, they've got introductory levels. This is more of an introductory level. They've got 8-string classical guitars. In fact, one of the guys from Animals as Leaders plays one of their Ortega 8-string guitars. It's you have to check it out. It's pretty amazing. And let's see what else. They also have a plethora of left-handed models. In fact, I think they have 15 left-handed models to choose from. So if you're a lefty, you're in luck because Ortega's got you covered there as well. All right, what is my personal take on this instrument? I think it's an incredible instrument. I have the 158 SN as well, the R128 SN, which is also another amazing instrument. And I'll play these two right next to each other. This one retails for $266. The 158 SN retails for $670. And when I listen to both of them back to back, I'll pick one up, pick the other one up. they both sound amazing and they both play incredibly. So really what you're talking about between the difference between the two is not a lot in regards to tone and playability. Where you're starting to get into the value difference is the manufacturing of it, the high gloss finish, some of the woods that they're using, some different bits and pieces, okay? Mother of pearl inlay, I believe, on the 158, whereas this is just either a different kind of wood or a print or something like that. Nonetheless, both incredible guitars. As you may know, I was a classical guitar major for 3 years before changing my major to music business here in Nashville. And so I'm acquainted with nylon string and classical instruments, and I've owned many in my days. And this is a fantastic instrument, and I'm glad to have it in my repertoire. So check out the guys at Ortega. All those links are below. Check them out on Amazon as well. They've got some great reviews, and you can see what the kids are saying about it. All right? All right, that's it, my friends. If you need help with anything, please let me know how I can help. Leave your comments below. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and all those good social places where all the kids hang out. So let me know how I can help. If you have any questions, I'm here. Please use me. See ya.